Hey guys, how's it going? Connor here today at etrailer.com. We're going to be taking a look at the best trailer wiring harness here for our 2019 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. So for our Jeep Wrangler here, we have two options. As you can see here, we have our Tekonsha T-One vehicle wiring harness, and over here we have our CURT T-Connector vehicle wiring harness. Now, they do look very similar, but let's go ahead and go over the differences as well. So as you can see, our wiring harnesses here are both very similar. There's very little differences. However, I have pointed out a few things during the installation of each product that lead me to believe one is better than the other. I'm going to be going with the Tekonsha T-One vehicle wiring harness here. And the reason for that is as follows. Number one, we take a look here, our converter boxes, it's going to be a much lower profile, a much smaller footprint if you will, with our Tekonsha option when we compare to our CURT option. Now this isn't going to be a huge deal for our Jeep here because we have a good amount of space behind the taillights, but it's definitely something to keep in mind when we're trying to find a spot to mount either one. So another thing I like to point out here is that our dust cap is actually molded to the trailer connector with our Tekonsha option here, whereas it's separate here for our CURT harness. Now it can be pretty easy to lose these things, and it's just a much more seamless design and look, which is why I prefer the Tekonsha T-One. And furthermore, our Tekonsha wiring harness actually has a higher amp draw rating than our CURT T-Connector harness. And what this is going to do is, it's going to allow us to tow a trailer with more lights if we should choose to do so. So one benefit I have found of the CURT T-Connector vehicle wiring harness here was when I was installing these, as you can see here, we actually have a pigtail here with a green wire. Now this is going to be routed from the driver's side of the vehicle over to the passenger side of the vehicle. And what I found with this CURT kit here is the wire lead to our green wire to our passenger taillights is going to be longer, so we're not going to have as much strain on the factory wiring harness there. So aside from those few key differences, the CURT T-Connector and the Tekonsha T-One are going to be relatively the same. They're both going to offer plug-and-play installation with no splicing required. We have to run a power wire to the battery for each of those. We also have to make a ground for each converter box as well. So both of our wiring harness options here are going to provide us with a basic 4-pole trailer connector. Now the 4-pole trailer connector is going to provide the lighting functions for some of our smaller trailers, such as the running light circuit, as well as the left and right stop and turn signal circuits. Now this is also going to allow us to activate the lights if we have them on a cargo carrier as well. So in summary, both our CURT T-Connector and our T-One vehicle wiring harness are going to be good options for our Jeep here. However, as stated, I do like our Tekonsha option a little bit better. I've installed both of these myself, and again, I prefer the Tekonsha for the reasons I listed earlier, such as the smaller profile of our converter box, the higher amp draw rating of the kit, our included dust cap, and also something else we didn't mention, the length of the wire lead we have from the converter box to our trailer connector is going to be a little bit longer with our Tekonsha harness here, which is going to give us more freedom when we're mounting our trailer connector. So that's going to do it today, looking at the best trailer wiring harness options here for our Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.